puts up a tough shot. Bounces around, goes in at the buzzer. Working it down to 2-1, a deep three. Oh!
It's population.
That's how you win a game.
It's population. We hustle every day to find picks. You can tell us if you want to get rich. It's population. We robbing Underdog and PrizePicks. We the best in this biz. You ain't telling us shit. It's population. We love making money quick, fast. Cooking up a team card. The whole crew about to smash. It's population. We do it for the fam, so everybody let's cash. The dopest team you ever seen. Winning money, stacking G's. Bookies setting traps, but they'll never catch me. Some people get addicted like rats to the cheese, but I got one obligation to bring Johnny to his knees. Holding back the props till the morning he knows. They'll be fishing in the shack, plotting nukes with the pros. Only with crawl, never reload. Underrated to my amigos. We go with honest, we seeking the bloods. We know when a fucking cheat code. Party that I'm sweating, it can't be good for my health. Some may call it making bets, I call it investing in myself. I'm picking props like stocks, population for the win. Got my sips in by the buzzer now, let the games begin.
Unbelievable. Just perfect. He did it.
It's population. It's population. It's population. We do it for the fam, so everybody let's cash.
What's up, bro? We here.
Happy Monday. What's up, man?
Chilling. How are you?
Good. It's always fun having a big, massive slate on Monday, right? A lot to go through.
Of course.
But, yeah, it was a busy weekend, man. UFC was beautiful. Everything went to plan. We swept all our parlays, so can't complain.
There was not one miss. Don't be humble. We missed 0. We hit every single one.
And our video got deleted due to copyright. It was
Yeah.
worth it,
It's okay. We still got that money in our account.
though. Yep. So we're gonna keep doing it, man. I mean, there's not gonna be awesome cards like that. I knew weeks in advance playing ahead for that card, but yeah, we're gonna keep doing it. It's fun. It can be profitable. So keep an eye out for content that we drop for UFC for sure. Let's recap Friday, man. So Friday still didn't have much data to go off of. We built a little 4-pick on the stream together, and it all hit. So pretty happy about that. We had Aiton's first half fantasy, which came through. Trey Man got his PRA done, and that kept bumping around too. The bookies didn't know what to do with it. And Mobley crushed his first half fantasy. We love that. We spent a lot of time breaking that down against Detroit. And Halliburton did his usual thing in the first quarter, took 2 shots and went under his first quarter points. So, yeah, pretty solid breakdown we had on Friday for not having much data. But now we're starting to get data. Most teams have played 3 games. Some teams have played only 2. So can't overreact to some of the data and stats. But yeah, we're going to try to navigate through that going forward. I built some sheets for us here with projected minutes and the current season average data for each player and the starting lineup for each matchup. So let's just start with the first one. Pacers at Magic. Magic 5.5 point favorites. 235.5 total. Implied total. Before we get into it, let's just do a overall broad view of these teams. So let's look at pace. What teams are leading in pace right now? So if we sort by pace, Bulls are number 1, which kind of makes sense. They're running this new style offense, this fast pace. Which, I mean, it's surprising though, because traditionally they've always been a half-court offense, bottom 5 or 10 in pace. So they're currently number 1. Grizzlies are number 2. No, that's no surprise. They've always been up in the top 5. And then we have Warriors, Thunder, and Wizards. So a lot of these, no surprise. Kings, Jazz, Hawks, Bucks, Blazers in the top 10. And let's see who's going the slowest. Knicks, no surprise. Nuggets, no surprise. Celtics, Heat. Yep. Nothing new there. Now this is kind of surprising. The Pacers. They've always like with this Rick Carlisle offense. That was like their number one focus is pushing tempo and getting as many shots up as possible, increasing the number of possessions. So I think this is gonna change. This might be just due to the matchups, and they've been in some blowouts. So I expect this to change as the season goes on. T-Wolves and Pistons, yeah. Okay. And the Sixers, their pace will go down as once Embiid starts to play more, because they'll play more set half-court offenses. Spurs are kind of surprising. Maybe that's because of having Chris Paul. He wants to set the offense in the half-court more so. And at his age, he won't be able to push it as fast. Let's look at overall defensive rating. All right, OKC, no surprise, number 1 by a large margin, 90. And Warriors kind of surprising. I mean, they've had some easy matchups, right? They had the Blazers and then Jazz, and then the Clippers without Kawhi. Clippers have been playing solid though without Kawhi. They've been going hard, so they're 3rd in defensive rating. Cavs, no surprise, are 4th, and Magic, top 5. They were top 5 all last year too. No surprise. Okay. Just wanted to do a broad overview on this. Let's see who's the worst rebounding team right now. Yeah, Grizzlies are really struggling on the glass from what I've been watching. Heat are too. Kings, which is kind of surprising. Thunder, no surprise. They lack size. Besides Chet. Okay. All right. This gives a brief overview on where these teams stand on key attributes and stats for us. But yeah, Chad, whoever's in chat, throw out ideas as we go through each game. If you like something, we can look in more detail. But I think the only key news here, and we can double check the news, but I think in this Pacers Magic, Franz is a major Q tag here. I am not checked the most recent news.
Old RotoWire, still used for something.
Yeah. He's sick, so sounds like he's probably gonna be a game time decision, which would be big for the Magic, because he's accounting for, he's doing a lot right now, man. He's balling 25 points a game, getting his usual assists, and his rebounds are up.
Now, as we know with this type of stuff, with betting and all that, obviously, his news is huge. And so is there something that we might want to look out for one way or the other when we get that news before the bookies change lines? Does something stand out to you?
I don't think so, man. I just think like Anthony Black and Gary Harris will just like play more minutes and split up Franz's minutes, and we don't really want to play them. I think, it's a boost, obviously, to all the starters like Suggs and Banchero.
But nothing major.
Nothing major. Have they already baked in the possibility of him being out to Banchero's lines? Let's see. That is so high. 25.5 points. I mean, he's always lived at 21.5 points.
Mm-hmm.
At most 22.5. The Pacers defense has been really weird. I've been tracking it. It's like they play really good defense in the first half. The other offense struggles shooting, and then the second half they just get torched. Maxey yesterday had 7 points going into halftime, and then he finished with 45. Cade had struggled against them in the first half and then went off in the second half. So
Now, is the Pacers? Is this the team that is playing their 4th game in 6 days? So they're tired as hell. Possibly is why the second half is falling off. I'm not sure. That's what I think I was noticing that earlier today. I think it was the Pacers.
Yeah, they played yesterday. Then they played the Knicks on Friday, and they played the Pistons on Wednesday. I mean, they are in a back-to-back.
They are in a back-to-back, and they had seems like a lot of games in a short amount of time.
Yeah, the Magic. I can't really do anything with them right now until we get that news. So they're wait and see. I mean, Banchero's averaging his normal 21 points a game like he did last year. So I definitely think they are preemptively like planning for Franz to be out with these lines, man. And then also on top of it being the Pacers. Let's see how Pacers have done like, actually against forwards. I mean, this is limited data, but I mean, they're allowing the 3rd least fantasy to small forward. Banchero's not like a traditional. He's not a small forward. He's like a forward guard.
What's up, Quinn? Quinn's here.
What up, Quinn? I mean, yeah, they're average against pretty much every position. They're stout against wings, looks like, and then point guards, they're allowing a ton of points because Cade and Maxey went off against them. So if you kind of treat Banchero somewhat as a point guard because he is going to be handling the ball and bringing it up, that's probably another reason why his points are juiced to 25.5 on top of the pending bronze news. So I just don't trust Banchero for his shooting. He can go so cold. And if he's just trying to shoot from the outside and not being aggressive, attacking the basket and getting to the free throw line, that could be a long sweat. Let's just see how he has fared against them last year.
Lorenzo Robinson's here. Big Ran. What's up, bro?
Last year, he went over this one time against them. Played him 3 times. 24, 34, 19 points. If you look at his points from last year, let's look at the hit rate on this. It's got to be so low. 31% hit rate on this 24 or 25.5 points. And then, yeah, head-to-head, you're going to see 24, 34, 19 points. I can't do it. Even if Franz is out, I don't think I can do it, guys. I usually pass on the Magic anyway.
No reaching.
Nope, not on an 11-game slate. I mean, Suggs is picking up fantasies, averaging about 1.32 fantasy points per minute. What's his fantasy line at? 28. If he plays 30-plus minutes and gets his average fantasy point per minute, he should crush that. Because I just projected it based on their average fantasy point per minute this year, but again, this is only based off of 2 or 3 game sample size, so that number will probably come down over time and probably hover around 1, I imagine. So yeah, Franz is out. I bet that fantasy bumps to like 29.5, 30. Clive. I mean, yeah, it's his Memphis game that's really driving up his fantasy point per minute, probably because he had 46. But these starters did not play big minutes in their first 2 games because I believe they were blowouts. So, yeah, they pulled the starters early in the Heat game. The Brooklyn game they pretty much pulled away with. Some of the starters didn't play that many minutes besides Franz here. Yeah, I never really played a Magic guys, to be honest. So, yeah, Suggs only played 22 minutes. It's just kind of weird. They went to Cole Anthony and Blackmore. He only had 2 fouls, so I had him projected for 30 because in competitive games, like the Memphis, he played 31. But yeah, his minutes aren't secure. I mean, he played 13 against Miami. It might be a performance-based thing, so I probably wouldn't touch him. All right, Pacers side. What's up with Halliburton, man? 3.7 assists per game.
His feelings are hurt. Something's wrong. He did the white girls video too. He said he's chilling with the white girls. So I think that messed him up.
He's got the snow party. 4 or 5. Let's see. He had 12, 10. We don't have the potentials here. I guess I don't have that data yet.
Oh, for the newest one?
Yeah.
I'll try to find it.
Yeah, but I think it's like Siakam and Nembhard is really killing him, man. Like, look at Siakam, 10 potentials, 9 assists. He had only 3 there, and then
yeah,
6
way
assists here.
different than normal Halliburton.
Nembhard. What I'm gathering from this, guys, is don't touch assist props for the Pacers. 11 potentials for Nembhard, then he had 6 the next game. It just seems all over the place, man. Which suggests to me that it's like just ball rotation.
Warrior style.
So, yeah. Yeah, I don't really attack the Magic or anything. And
Yeah,
the Pacers being on a back-to-back, I'll probably just stay away.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for some reason they don't have that potential assists anywhere for that last game. Maybe it's just too soon.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd always consider Halliburton first half or first quarter points under. Depending on what it is. It looks like we're not even getting it. They know better. Yeah, we're not even getting the first. Oh, we got the first half. Sorry, let me look at the first quarter. Okay, so it's at its normal 4.5. I think yesterday it was at 4 flat, and he got it. First quarter. Oh, not against Pacers. Not against himself.
Got a couple questions for you too after you're done with Hallie.
Yeah. So his last meeting in the season, he had 9 minutes, 0 points. He did have a game where he scored 8 in the first quarter, and then early in the season in November, he went 10 minutes, 2 points. Let's just look at his overall volume so far in the first quarter. So we took his under in this game against the Knicks. He had 0. He took 2 field goal attempts. And then yesterday, he took 4 against Philly. He's taken 1-3 every single time, every first quarter stint. So he's playing consistent 10 minutes. So he's essentially banging on him not making a 3 and then taking his normal 2 to 4 field goal attempts. Is there any advantage in the first half? At 8.5. So it looks like he's playing about around 7 minutes in the second quarter. And he's about doubling. Yeah, his shot volume. I don't hate it. I mean, what was the pace of the Magic we looked at, it's pretty slow, right? Because it like one thing I like about first half unders is if the teams are running at slow pace, less possessions in that first half, or starters tend to play like at least 1 to 2 minutes less overall than the second half. If
Makes
it's a
sense.
competitive game. Magic and Pacers are like, near bottom 10. Pacers are bottom 5. Yeah, can be worth a shot, man. First quarters can be a little bit degen-y and have a lot more variance, random variance. So maybe the first half. And the Magic, how are the Magic doing against point guards? They're average.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, average all around. The 3-point made and the points. Okay. We can jot that down as a potential target here. Neesmith can't stay out of foul trouble, as always. I think he's like averaging 4 fouls a game. So if you think he continues that, you can always take his unders. All right, anything else from this game? And I guess what were the questions?
Yeah. Well, there's random questions, and we can just flip through them real quick if you want. Ren says he thinks Cade cooks tonight. Kevin says Sengun RA. What do you think about that? And Pirtle PR. And Matt says Wemby points on Underdog's discounted. Do you like that? And I'll tell you what that is. So there's a bunch at once, but if you caught any of those, I can read them again if you need me to. Wemby's points are 20.5. So Matt says, do you like that discount on Underdog?
It's discounted for like a promo, or is it just
Yeah, it's just a promo.
And what's the normal line?
Let's see.
24.5.
24.5, yeah. So there's that. And then Kevin says Sengun RA and Pirtle PR.
All right, we'll get to those.
All right. And if anyone else has any questions, throw them in the chat.
Yeah. I'm just going to quickly go through some of these games. Cavs at Knicks. This looks like Vegas thinks it's a pretty close game. I guess, being at the Knicks, 2.5 point spread here, 223 total. Knicks have only played 2 games, I believe, right? And both of them were pretty lopsided. So we haven't seen like the starters get normal run yet. Yeah, look at it. Like, they beat the Pacers 123-98. They lost the Celtics that 3-point barrage, 132-109. So we have not seen like a close, competitive, full run for these starters. But I think they get full run. You can bump up probably Brunson's minutes here. The big thing is Hart's questionable. That last game against the Pacers, he kept grabbing his, I think, hamstring. So he might actually be legitimately hurt. So if that news has not come out yet, we really need that news because that's huge. Because we know Hart accounts for so much in terms of rebounding, playmaking, and just overall minutes. I assume if he's out, we should see McBride more, but McBride has a questionable tag. I don't know what his status is, so yeah, I think McBride will probably start and play big minutes. Let's see what the Knicks lines look like. Okay, so they're only giving us starters while they wait for the news. So, I mean, we're only going off a 2 game sample size, 2 blowouts, so it's hard to make anything from their stats, the current season average. Anobi's really not doing anything. I mean, 0.58 fantasy point per minute is so low for a guy like him who can rack up stocks. He's just not scoring. Low shot volume. Bridges had a pretty decent game against the Pacers. With 21 points. Man, Josh Hart, yeah, he's been scoring in the 2 limited sample size games. So if he's out, a lot's going to open up for these guys. Yeah, wait and see on Hart. I would say that if Hart's out, I mean, that's a big boost to Cat and Brunson's PRA for fantasy. But it's not an ideal matchup to really target because we saw the Knicks are last in pace. Cleveland's about average, and then Cleveland has top 5 overall defensive rating. But let's see how they're doing against point guards. Points. So they're allowing 5th most points point guards, but they're causing the most turnovers to point guards. And they're about league average in fantasy points allowed. And then centers, bottom 3 in fantasy points allowed to centers, causing a lot of turnovers. I mean, we know Cat will turn it over. And they're allowing the least points to centers, which makes sense as well with Mobley and Jared Allen. So yeah, 3rd least fantasy, least points. I mean, Cat, maybe Cat's RA. If we want to rely on his scoring if Hart's out, I wonder how much he'll get juiced. And what is the line at? 14.5. Whew. I guess it makes sense since he's averaging 11 rebounds on the season. 11 rebounds, 1.5 assists. This assist probably takes a bump up if Hart's out.
And then also, did you say because the 2 games were pretty much blowouts, they played less minutes than normal? So he's averaging 11 rebounds with even less minutes, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're like Brunson only played 29. You see all the starters checked out like halfway through the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Hart's played solid 36 minutes because he plays just so much. And Anunoby still played solid minutes. Cat probably lost out on 5 minutes. Yep. They still had a ton of rebounds. But Cat's not a traditional center, so I mean he's gonna take a lot of outside shots, a lot of threes, right? So can't really use that center data DBP fully. But I don't know. In this pace in game environment, I probably won't attack it. Brunson historically against the Cavs, they play each other a ton in the playoffs, and he's had some big games against them. More so in the playoffs, but yeah, last year I only played him twice in the regular season, 19 and 24 points. What's up with his playmaking? And what's his assist at? If let's say if Hart plays, can we go under his? How would we feel about under his assists?
Let's look.
We don't have it on PrizePicks, but maybe in the books if you want to consider the under. It was 7.5 last night. It's 6.5 now on FanDuel.
Whoa, I'm seeing 4.5. Josh Hart,
What?
right? You said Josh Hart?
No, Brunson.
Oh, Brunson. That's a whole different story. Let's look.
I hate how this Action Network does this.
Action Network can die. He's 7.5 with crazy plus money. If you wanted to go over or under, you could get minus 145, 7.5.
Yeah, it looks like all the sites adjusted. Last night he opened at 7.5, and now a lot of books have moved into 6.5. FanDuel, DK, Caesar, MGM. So they adjusted.
365 as 7.5 minus 145 for the under still. That's pretty nice if you like it.
Yeah, it all depends on Hart. I feel like 4 potentials, 9 potentials in his last 2. But again, a lot less minutes for him. I mean, so
Right.
and blowouts. You get, and now if Hart's out and McBride is starting playing big minutes, we know McBride can hit threes and Brunson will dump it off to him. So I definitely, if you're interested in that, I would definitely wait on the Hart news. Wait and see.
All right. Speaking of the other side, though, Quinn says he likes Mobley's PR and PRA. They bumped a little, but he still likes him. What do you think?
Let's get to that. Mobley's has been playing great, man. I mean, I would say like him and Chet have just looked significantly better this year. They're playing
More time
they're
off
playing lights out.
off their injuries, huh? They're like back to normal.
They're getting so many blocks. Like how many? He's averaging 2 on the season, 2.3. I think Chet's averaging over 3. What were we looking at? PR?
You said PR or PRA.
Yeah. How have the Knicks been against power forwards? All right, they're top 5 most points allowed. Average against rebounding. They're giving up a lot of fantasy. Top 10. They'll definitely have the size advantage, right? So
You know how you like
Because-
the fantasy.
yeah, I mean, the only thing is like how much Cat shoots from the outside. Maybe the block potential goes down. Yeah, they're not allowing crazy amount of blocks. How about the centers?
Quinn says Knicks faced Tatum and Siakam already.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not gonna be shot blockers, right? So I don't know. I just feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, Clint, because you're the Knicks fan here. I just feel like all the outside 3-point shooting, it's going to reduce Mobley's block opportunity. So maybe not. Yeah. So maybe it would be the not fantasy, but something like the PR if you wanted. I'm with it. I mean, he's been playing great. His usage has been pretty high still, right? Let's look at this. Is he maintaining a steady usage? About 22. Like him and Jared Allen have like almost identical stats. So far. I mean, he's been like second behind Donovan in usage most of these games. Like, Garland had one spike game. It could work. The average total. Yeah, I mean, Mobley, I like the most on the Cavs team right now. Unless there's an injury, like someone goes down with Garland. then I would start considering Donovan's stat lines. But Donovan at MSG, right? How does he do? Some of these guys get up for those games.
Better than Halliburton.
30 points last time he played there. Wow, he hasn't played there besides playoffs. Regular season, he only played there one time last season. Dropped 30. If we want to ride the MSG narrative, we can ride the low Donovan here. Points are pretty low. 24.5. If you look at last season, pretty high hit rate for that line. It's not a bad line for Donovan. Normally is minimum 25.5 to all the way up to 27.5. There's just so many mouths to feed on this team.
Base the Wolf is here. What's up? He said he took first quarter Mitchell points.
He does black hole in the first quarter a lot. He does. Let's see if he's still doing that. Not in this game. He didn't take a shot? He took one shot. What?
People say they want that UFC type of hit rate today.
Let's do it. Man, he took one shot in this game.
He said it's 5.5 points first quarter. 5.5.
I mean, he took 3 shots in this first quarter. Missed 2 threes. So yeah, you're hoping he hits 2 threes out the rip, which he can do, but he's playing 8.5 minutes in the first quarter now. Yeah.
You getting excited, bro? We got almost a weekend. Got a little bit of stats to look at. Just a little bit, at least. Something.
A little bit. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I would just say I get the first quarter because it's a low line, but it's a 2.5 point spread. If this game holds true and it stays close to the end, you could even consider his full game points. 24.5 is pretty low for Donovan. How have they been against? But I mean, the Knicks got torched by Celtics, but Celtics just shot way abnormal from 3. Like on paper, the Knicks are a much better defense than that. So it's not like it's a slam dunk for Donovan today with the OG out there and Mikal. Okay, next game. Let's see. Got anything else for this one? Bucks at Celtics. I think Giannis is a go. He just had a questionable tag on pretty much every game to start the season. But there's still 9.5 point dogs.
Crazy.
At the Garden.
He's probable, so he's definitely playing.
It's a nice total of 233. Damon's looked really good to start the season.
I get so happy when you say that. I don't think I've ever heard you say that.
No, he's playing well. I mean, it's 2 games, right? He's played 2 games.
He's played great.
Played really good.
Coming in serious.
As long as Middleton's still out, yeah, he can still keep doing his thing. Bobby's playing well off the bench. He's playing about 16 minutes in the first half. Been taking that first half PRA, and they keep giving it to us at 11.5. He's playing 16 minutes. And we don't have it yet. I don't know if it's because they're waiting on Giannis news or they're tired of posting it. and getting burned. But keep an eye out for it. He's been crushing that. All right, Dave's only 23 points, so let's see if he can keep up the shooting, right? I mean, he keeps leading the team in usage, even over Giannis. That game, at least. This game, Giannis took over more against the Bulls. Better matchup for Giannis, too. Yeah, I mean, for Dame in this game, I feel like it's just going to be the minutes. Is he gonna play low 30s like in this blowout? Where the starters went out? Or is he going to play? Are we going to get 36, 38 minutes? I don't know.
I think this game's going to be closer than that 9 points suggest.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to make anything of the Celtics because they had that massive blowout opening day, and then they played the Wizards. So they got killed in the paint by the Wizards. And then Poole came out and had that 17-point first quarter. So if they're gonna slouch on defense like that, Dame could get it done. The Bucks defense has been pretty bad, like it was last year. They're getting torched by pretty much all positions. So it's mainly the combo guards and scoring guards. So just like last year. Tatum has been on his early season tear like he is all season long. He's averaging, or every season, he's averaging 33 points. I went back and looked. In the last 2 seasons, he's done this in the first 4 games. So,
Am I crazy for wanting to go under Tatum? PRA.
All right, PRA I could get. I mean, because his rebounding is all over the
high.
place.
It's so high.
But his usage is just insane, dude. And he's just
It is.
himself.
He is.
36% usage rate right now without Porzingis. 34. I mean, it's consistent. It's like 34, 36. I mean, he scored 25 points in this game against the Wizards, and he didn't touch the court in the fourth quarter. I mean, he left with almost 3 minutes left in the third.
You know how a lot of it's mental, right? You know how they should have been winning all these years, and they finally got a championship last year, so he's probably coming in just feeling loose and like, fuck it, give me the ball. It's playground style now. He's just feeling himself.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just hoping he doesn't drop 30 plus here.
Yeah, I don't love it. It's just a fun play.
It's right down the line. I mean, he's had 51, 42, 43. The 42 against the Wizards, like I said, he didn't play in the fourth. And the Pistons. It was competitive. He played a full 38. He dropped 37?
Has he missed a 3 yet?
He dropped 37 and he still finished with only 43 PRA.
PRA under.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, because he had 4 rebounds. His rebounding is like so
Always.
volatile.
Him and Jaylen Brown.
Has he what? I'll put it on the list, but man,
No. It's all good. It was just a thought. Definitely not a play, like a real play.
Yeah, it's just a little revenge game. Not really revenge, but something to prove game for Drew against his former team. But his usage is so low lately. 11%, 14%. He could get up for this game, though, and rack up fantasy in this matchup. Depending on how low the line is, I might be scared taking the under. And still relatively high. I mean, the start of the season, he was at 31.5 fantasy, so I was definitely taking an under on that. That was way too high. But you can see against the Knicks, he has the ability to step it up when he wants. And this would be the matchup, but low usage for him. Yeah, I don't really got anything for the Celtics as usual, man.
Yep.
Want to rate it, take the chance on the PRA under, and hope Tatum doesn't rebound, play make. He can still get his points. Yeah, we know Giannis is history against the Celtics. Should have an easier time scoring in the paint with Porzingis out. Sure, his lines are all pretty high. I would consider Dame though, possibly. But I just worry about blowout if the Celtics get hot from 3 at home. All right, next game. Nuggets at Raptors. Now, Nuggets are 0-2 start of the season. They have the worst offensive rating in the NBA right now.
They're doing great.
How do you...
Murray sucks.
Look at this. They're dead last. 97. Not even close to...
What? I don't understand what happened to Murray. It's like he was in his prime for a small amount of time, and once he won, he was like, whatever.
He's still dealing with it.
Oh.
Still,
he's not lazy.
He's still dealing with it.
I feel like they get lazy after they win sometimes, depending on their attitude and who it is, but...
It might be a combination of both.
Mm-hmm. Seems like it.
This is a huge game for them. They can't... I don't see them dropping 3 in a row.
Right.
Jokic should just feast. Absolutely feast. But with him, you're paying huge tax. Pirtle stands no chance. I mean, remember last season we would attack Toronto in the paint all season long. I don't know if I want to hate on Jokic, but maybe we can consider their first half PRA. He just comes out aggressive, wants to get this thing done quick, depending on what the line is. He dropped 31 and 35 both times against Toronto and Pirtle.
Good old Turtle.
He had 15 rebounds, 6 assists, 17 rebounds, 12 assists. And it looks like everyone played. Yep. Jamal played, MPJ, Aaron Gordon, yep. 64 PRA. Woo! Pirtle might have been out for that March 11th game, though.
Speaking of Pirtle, Kevin, that was one of his questions. Pirtle PR when you get to that also.
Yeah, I mean, Jokic definitely exploit him on the defensive side. Not really known for his defense, but it's usually like athletic, quick bigs. That's not like Pirtle. But let's look at his history. The Turtle versus Ogre Jokic.
Snot nose.
Okay, so Pearl didn't play in that March game that Jokic got 64 PRA. 19 minutes. Did he get hurt this game? I remember something happening to one of the games, leaving early. Well, big news is RJ Barrett, right? He might make his debut, or season debut, his return today. I would check on that news. He would definitely eat up shot volume and RA. The Nuggets Look how much their stats are skewed here because Zubac and who else did they play in those two? Zubac and what's the other king?
Stewart King?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you said Sewer King.
Oh, Zubac and Chet. Zubac and Chet went off. So like Nuggets are like dead last in every stat category against centers. What's his PR at? Let's see. He could do it. I think I would wait on the RJ Barrett news. Feel a little bit better about it if RJ remains out. But yeah, Jokic definitely exploit him. Let's look at Jokic's first half props. All right, this is normal line, 20 or 24 and a half. His points are a little bit juice. He's usually around 13 and a half. So they're taxing us on the first half points. It's 14, and isn't his full game 26 and a half? So I wouldn't do that. There's no value there. Yeah, that's a big tax. Big tax on the PRA too. But I mean, that's normally what his first half PRA is. I'm pretty sure he's still doing his thing in the first half, but let's take a look. I just know he traditionally plays the entire first quarter, and that's why I like the first half. So he's falling short on the PRA. I expect Denver to bounce back today. But I thought they would against the Clippers at home. I mean, his usage is just insane right now. 43%. There's more balanced against OKC. Yeah, I mean, if you want to game stack it with Jokic and Pirtle, makes total sense, but I just never play Jokic because how high the lines are, unless it's absolute smash spot that he's playing the Wizards or Spurs, and I just tag the first half. Maybe the PR. But it is a great spot for him today, and potentially bounce back. Anything else you guys like from this game? I think we can't really discuss the Raptors outside of Pirtle because of the RJ news. Braun has been playing pretty well. His lines are still low, but he's kind of just energy player and just drives the basket to get his buckets on fast breaks or just quick layup drives. Murray's looked pretty bad, and Aaron Gordon's looked average. Aaron Gordon. We're gonna need a big game from MPJ offensively for sure. So yeah. Pretty boring game there outside of that. Pistons Heat, talk about it boring. This is another boring one. It's like 219 total. I think it's the lowest total on the slate. No surprise. Most Heat games are. Heat are 8.5-point favorites. I think the only news was is J Rich playing? I think he might be back. Jimmy Butler had that weird opening day game where he scored 3 points, and then he came out, dropped 20 plus. I don't know. It just seems like all their stats are just diluted and split up amongst each other. It's like Rozier and Hero are doing like identically the same thing, averaging the same assists, rebounds, and points. And Bam's just doing Bam things, man.
Thinking about Asia.
Yeah, that's a good matchup. It's a good matchup for him, but I think it could blow out. I think you consider some unders here, for sure. Just gotta land on the right ones. What do you guys think? Which Heat guy we like the best for under here? I always like Bam, but
His line's got to be low by now, though, don't they? The shitty start to the season.
he's dominated Duran. I'm sure.
I see DZ. He says, "Are we doing a protected play for the PP promo?" Question mark. A
Yeah. When I hop off here, do it on Discord for sure. 30.5 PRA. He's hit that quite a bit, but a lot of these games Jimmy was out last season. He's crushed it against the Pistons.
I'll throw those
think
out there,
J-Rich-
Kevin, when we get to that game.
I
He's
think
asking.
J-Rich is back, man.
J
I
Rich.
think he's gonna eat in this.
He's not listed on the injury report, it says.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I know what I think. My new name's Passmaster.
I'm feeling unders on this game for sure. I mean, look at the total. The pace is going to be so slow.
What would be the
They're
under
going
you
to foul the
would get,
shit
though?
out of Jimmy.
The PRA from who?
I'm still going to figure out, like, if J. Rich is actually back, and then whose minutes is he going to affect the most. I'll have to look into it more, but it's just the game environment is just screaming unders for this game. Or at least on the Heat side, because they have so much diluted usage rate and stats. So you just gotta land on the right one. They're not really giving up to point guards. Yeah, maybe Rozier or Hero. I don't know. I'll look into it more off stream. Look into J. Rich and how it affects, but I feel like someone's gonna go under. But on the other side, someone asked about Cade or mentioned Cade. Is that correct?
Cade Cunningham. I think that was Ren. Yeah, he said Cade. He just said Cade Cooks. He goes, "There's a reason why his assist prop is a demon."
Okay.
And DZ says, "LFG, fellas, let's continue to rob him."
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, Cade. So I assume he wants his PA then. What's his lines? Juiced?
Of course.
36 and a half, 23,000 entries.
Lioness numbers.
He's not. He doesn't party in South Beach, does he?
That's Harden. I don't know.
He had one solid game against them in Miami around the same time last year, October 25th. Let's look. Let's look. Cade. Head to head. Who was out? Wiseman. No.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it looks like he had one good game last year against him at least.
Remember him last year? He was kind of hurt, and they were kind of doing weird stuff with him too, and the whole team was just random rotations around.
That was at the end of the season. But the start of the season, he was okay, and then he had that injury later on. Because this is October 25th, like early in the season before his injury. All right, we can add him to the list. And I got nothing else for Detroit, man. As one team I just want to stay away from. I mean, Ivy's been balling, but he is such a streaky shooter. Like, he could go 0 of 6 from 3 easily and let you down. Yeah. Feels like some unders here, boys. I wouldn't mind Ivy, possibly.
Ivy under?
Maybe this is the game he comes to earth, down to earth. I mean, maybe if you run a Cade over, roll with Ren's gut call, do a Cade over and Ivy under. Okay. Anything else in my game? I got no interest in Duran against Bam.
Nah.
Nothing else for me. I don't see Ivy averaging over 20 points a game for the rest of the season. This one should be good. Wizards at Hawks. Hawks on a back-to-back. Hawks have played a lot of games. Trae Young is playing huge minutes. Huge minutes. I mean, and he's looked good. I mean, he struggled against OKC last night. That's because they're the number one defense, especially on the perimeter. Played 37 minutes against them. Against the Hornets, he played 41 minutes in regulation. That's insane. And then opening day, almost 37 minutes. Yeah, crazy high minutes. He's playing. If the game stays close and doesn't blow out, he's playing his most minutes in the second half. So I wouldn't do any first half props, because in a close game, he's playing the entire fourth quarter. Good thing is he checked out early yesterday. He would have played 40 minutes again if it wasn't for the blowout. So it's good that he didn't and checked out a little bit early on the back-to-back here. He should have his way against the Wizards, man. At home, he should have his way. The question is, how high are the lines? Because, I mean, the Wizards are back to being bad at everything on defense, so 28.5 points. How we feel? Too high, guys? How about the PA? 39.5. DeAndre Hunter Any news on him? I think that'd be key because he's been converting a lot of Trae Young's assists. Also eating up shot volume too.
I just see questionable.
Okay. Yeah, that's a high line for show. I mean, he's averaging 30 points now, 10 assists on the dot, about 1.3 fantasy point per minute. So that would put him, if he plays 37 minutes, not 40, put him at 48 fantasy. But if we put him at 40 minutes in competitive game, 52. But it is a 7-point spread. It is the Wizards on the road, but the Hawks are on a back-to-back and had to travel. So maybe the Wizards keep it close to the end. The big thing is the Kongu's out, right? So that's going to open some things up for Capella and Jalen Johnson too. So if you don't want to go Trae Young here, I think with Kongu being out, like, yeah, that might make Capella go from like 21 minutes to like mid-20s or high 20s. But I think Jalen probably gets the biggest boost because when Jalen's out there with the Kongu is dominating usage from him and getting rebounds too. So it might boost Jalen's RA. And Jalen, I just feel like he's just due for a big game. He's been struggling for sure. But this is the ultimate get right spot for him. Yeah, he just can't find a shot right now. Kind of foul trouble against OKC. Had his hands full of Chet. But man, if he plays 41 minutes again, or 40 minutes, maybe he can get this fantasy point per minute up to 1. What is his lines? His lines have been too high. Maybe they brought him back down to earth. No, they haven't. It's been 31.5, and they just brought it 31 flat. Maybe the fantasy. If especially if DeAndre Hunter's out again. Let's look at how they've been doing to the 4 spot Wizards. Second most fantasy. They're giving up, looks like, second most rebounds, a ton of assists, 3-pointers. They're giving up blocks too to the 4 spot. Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to play Trae's high line, I'd play either Jalen or Trae and mix and match. But Jalen's 38 fantasy is it's pretty tempting in this matchup, especially with no Kongu and possibly no DeAndre. Maybe if DeAndre plays, he's limited. That would just open the door up for him big time. Because I think what they could do, which they've done in the past, whenever Kongu or Capella are out, they'll run Jalen at the 5 a lot. When Capella's off the court and Kongu's out. So I think we could see that actually. Especially when Washington goes smaller with like Bagley or having Sarr out there. But I assume whatever minutes J-Val's playing, Capella will probably match those minutes. But let's look in with those minutes. It's been kind of all over the place for the Wizards front court. So they played Cleveland. Makes sense that J-Val picked up some more minutes here. So Bagley's just getting phased out, right? We saw in the opening game for the Wizards, Bagley had that nice second quarter stint in the first half. He played well. He was getting like 3 or 4 offensive rebounds, and then never checked back in the third, and then only checked back in when the game was out of hand.
He must not get along with coaches or something.
I don't know, man. I feel like he should play more, but
right. John the Don's here. He said, "I have arrived and I'm ready to win."
Yeah. Let's do it, man. What do you guys think? Is this bounce back game for Jalen? If there ever was one, it would be the Wizards, who always attack in the paint. hopefully he can just improve his shooting here. 3 of 13 last night. But I mean, it's OKC. It's number 1 defense. But what's kind of concerning is the Charlotte game, 4 of 15. Yeah, he just needs to be more efficient. Brooklyn, his shot volume is low because of Trey and DeAndre Hunter. So that's another big thing. Like I said, if DeAndre's out, I mean, DeAndre's counting for. He took 10 shots, but he also had 5 free throws, so he throw in a couple more shot attempts onto that. And then Daniels had a spike shooting game, and then you see a Kongwu right there, top 3 in shot volume. So if Kongwu's out and Hunter, Jalen, I think he should take about 15 plus shots here. And Trey's gonna do he's gonna do his thing. Dyson Daniels has actually been pretty surprising on this team. I mean, Bogdan remains out, right? So his role and minutes are pretty secure. But it looks like the Lions are catching up to him. Yeah, 30. I can't do that for Dyson Daniels, but the Lions have caught up. Let's see what his Jalen's first half is. Because he's been covering his first half, but not necessarily his full game. Oh, man, it's juice. So he's normally 17.5 fantasy. Yep. But if you don't like the fantasy because you don't want to rely on his scoring, I think the RA could be here as well. But I won't get too much into him with the Kongwu being out. And if he plays at the 5, if he gets some minutes at the 5. That's what I got. I guess, how do you guys feel about Trey? It's a phenomenal spot for him. He is on a back-to-back, playing heavy minutes. So maybe he tires out, but whenever the assists are less than 11, you can always consider it, right? Or if you want the scoring upside, you take the PA. But the assists, you get there. Or if you want, just take the discounted Goblin as a boost, parlay booster. But yeah, phenomenal spot for Trey today. That's about it. That's all I got. I mean, I'm not touching any Wizards guys. Carrington looks awful. I'm sure he's gonna start to be phased out. Kalabali, I mean, he's kind of doing it all for the team, and then Pooler's relying on his shooting, and I never trust Kuz or anything. And then the front courts, the minutes are completely split between Sar and J-Val. J-Val, yeah, I think his minutes will be matched by Capella. So they both should play about 25 minutes, I imagine. I mean, what are Capella's lines? If you want to take the risk and hope that Capella plays 25 plus minutes, it's a great matchup for him. But yeah, I mean, that's so high at 31 now. So high. Because, I mean, he's averaging 1.14 fantasy point per minute. So I put him at 26 minutes, which is pretty generous because he's been playing 21 minutes. The Kongwu on the court are playing. I put him at like the 29 fantasy. So you would want him to play about. You'd want him to play about 30 minutes. 29, which I don't know. I don't know if he does. It's hard to say. Okay. Rockets at Spurs. We just saw this matchup. Okay, no, this is the lowest total. 218. So this is 1 point less than the Heat. Which is crazy. I mean, last year, and the year before that, the Rockets and Spurs were always the highest totals. Games that we would target for overs and fantasy points, fantasy goodness, but not this day and age. Rockets 2.5 point favorites on the road. Sengun only played 22 minutes, did absolutely nothing, which is really surprising because he dominated the Spurs last year. I remember underrated. Remember we took the under?
Oh, don't remind me.
Against
that was me.
And he went.
I said I'll never do it again.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember. I said,
he-
never again will I do
45
that. I remember I said I wanted to go under, and you were like, it's the Spurs, man. And I said, so what? And and I never went back. But Kevin said Sengun RA was his comment.
Okay. Look into that. Yeah, he dropped 45 points that day, 16 rebounds. I mean, it seems like he's just like it's off and on. It's really just minutes. Like the first game of the season last year, he had 25, 14, 7. And then later in the year, only 15, 9, and 4. And in that last game, played horrible. 6 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. So, yeah, I expect a bounce back today. I don't know. On paper, it's a good matchup for him. The total kind of scares me. I mean, the total was low in that last game. It was like a 109 to 106 or something like that. Let's double check. That was on Saturday, right? Yeah. 109 to 106. Okay, so I guess that's kind of what Vegas is going off of, expecting again. Sengun, I didn't actually get to watch the game because it was during the UFC stuff. So, did he lose his? So he just didn't play in the fourth, and that happens at times. Udoka will like, if Jabari's playing well, or Sengun's just playing like shit. Like Sengun just loses out big time on fourth quarter minutes. It looks like he lost out on some second quarter minutes here. Was it because of foul trouble? Picked up a foul there. Foul here. That was only his second foul, right? No, third foul. Okay, so he lost out on 3 minutes and 3.5 minutes in the second quarter. It looks like because of that third foul. Okay.
Look at your boy Whitmore got some time in that game.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't know. Udoka seems like he's still trying to figure out the rotations, man, on this team. Can't trust Eamon Thompson, man. This dude is all over the place. Played 20 minutes, he had 1 point.
Ugh. Sean the Don says Chris Paul under everything.
He gets 3 points a game, right? Let's look at Sengun's lines. Let's look at the RA, like was mentioned. 13. So I assume it was 12.5 last night. So paying a little juice on that. Fantasy's pretty low. I mean, his fantasy to start the season, they had it all the way up to 42.5, which I thought was crazy. And he crushed it against the Hornets. But then they never brought it back down. It went to like 41.5 against the Grizzlies. Then it was 41.5 again against the Spurs. They just kept going under.
It's interesting Underdog doesn't have his RA.
Let's look at it. Yeah, I mean, he's got it every time against him except that last game. Right? Where he got 7, but he only played 22 minutes, played awful. I would say the only thing you had to worry about with Zari is whenever Jabari's stealing boards from him. But let's look at his playmaking. Eight, 4. We don't have the potentials there. And what's the pace the Spurs are running?
Used to be fast, now slow.
Now slow.
Chris Paul slowed them all down.
They're both playing at a pretty slow pace, so it's going to bring the total down even more. Yeah, I mean, I get it, man. I would say his RA fantasy if you think he's going to bounce back today. I mean, it's a great scoring spot for him, too, especially when he has minutes when Wemby's not on the court. Is Wemby matching his minutes? No, I see it. No, he played some minutes, like in the second quarter with Wemby off the court, third quarter with Wemby off the court. So he's definitely getting minutes with Wemby off the court in the fourth quarter, too. Yeah, that's gonna be precious time because, like I said before, like Spurs, you can just dominate them inside whenever Wemby's off. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so if we think he bounces back, I'm with the RA, and then we could do / fantasy if you want to incorporate his scoring. And Wemby does turn it over too, so maybe get some stocks there. And being a 2.5 point spread, I think you can go full game unless you're worried about him getting phased out in the fourth quarter again. Yeah, see, he gets stocks, man. Like against the Spurs, I mean, he had 2. In that last game, they played like shit. In only 22 minutes, he still had 2 steals. In that massive game, he had 6 stocks, 3 stocks, 3. So he should get 3 today. If you want to incorporate that in your projections.
Ren said he's scared. He's scared of Sengun.
Scared of Sengun?
He's scared. When Ren's scared, it always sounds funny.
Well, I think it's really weird that his points are so low too, right? Because he averaged 21 last season. And at 17.5, I mean, it's like a 73% hit rate. And then, I mean, head-to-head, he's dominated this except the one game he had 15. We suggest a bounce back, but I mean, if not, then just go with Jalen Green.
Jalen Green. That's what he said. He said Jalen Green is the problem, or a problem. Now he's crying out laughing faces because I said he was scared. But he said he was scared.
Yeah, Jalen's just shooting like crazy from 3. The shot volume is insane, right? So I think he's averaging 10 threes a game.
Base the Wolf said you guys go over any money lines yet, but I assume.
Not yet. We can. 15, 8, and 10. Oh my gosh. And the 3-point volume's crazy. Yeah. I would not fault you for taking him. Just know the pace and the total in this game. And he just played them. Do they adjust to him? I don't know. I mean, he didn't shoot great in this game. It was just he got there because of volume and free throws. He went 6 and 6 free throw shooting. So he's getting it done with the RA though. That's good to see. But I mean, that can when Sengun is doing his thing and Van Vliet, he can definitely take a hit on that. So yeah, with the Rockets going forward, it's either going to be Jalen Green or Sengun for me. But I don't like this total. Vegas does not think it's going to be a healthy game environment. So traditionally, I would be all over Rockets and Spurs. Yeah, Chris Paulman, he's playmaking, not scoring, 3 points a game. But who has looked good is Sohan. I don't think he keeps it up, though. He's the kind of guy that right when you get on him, he'll let you down. But he's been playing well, man. Last night they had his RA at 9.5. Let's see what they have it at tonight. Or now, today. It's bumped to 10 flat now. So it's not worth playing. Yeah. I mean, he's playing well, but he's so volatile, man. Especially his shooting, and then when he makes dumb mistakes, Pop will bench him to discipline him. But his minutes have been pretty secure. Start the season, he's been playing the most minutes on the team. Consistently, at least. But you know how Pop is. You could get Pop. So I'm probably good on the Spurs. I mean, yeah, if you want to take a shot at Chris Paul, hope he doesn't wake up, keep riding that train. Totally get it. Do we still have his first half points? That was always my money well. Oh, it's not 5.5 anymore. It's 4.5. That's kind of scary now. Because before he had to make 2 threes to burn us. Now he can make a 3 and then maybe get to the free throw line on a shooting foul and make a couple free throws. So probably stay away from that. But yeah. You guys got anything else underrated? You like anything else? Good old Harrison Barnes with his 3 rebounds a game.
No.
And Wemby, yeah. Oh, to answer the question on the 20 points, Wemby.
Ren also says, can we go under on Wemby rebounds?
Oh, under on the rebounds. $10.5 is low for him, right? I don't know, man. Maybe. Or why not just the PRA? And he's going to keep playing just 29, 30 minutes. And with Chris Paul there now eating up assists and Sohan eating up rebounds, maybe just encompass it all. But answer the question about the 20 points. It's a discount, right?
Ren said it used to be 11, the rebounds.
4% hit rate on that last year.
Matt says
That's one-
Wemby's points on Underdog might not be the move with this low total. Because you remember that he asked about the discount at 20.5
Yeah.
points. So.
I mean, he could definitely do it. I mean, if you're looking at last year's, it was about a 55% hit rate on the 20.5.
I was looking at all the discounts. There's 4 different discounts on Underdog. 4 different discounts. I looked at a couple of them and I was like, ooh, I almost want to do that. I almost want to do that. And you know what? Passing on all of them. They're all whack.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it looks like Wemby has a pretty massive. Last year, he had a massive home road split.
Ren said he might go under the RA, actually.
He might what?
Go under the RA instead of just the rebounds.
Yeah. That makes more sense, right? Let's look at his playmaking real quick and then we'll move on. 5. Don't know
He makes a
going
good point with
here.
Chris Paul now on the team. The assists are a lot lower.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier.
That's huge. Can we just go under his assists, or then it's not high enough?
It's normally 4.5. What is it now? 3.5.
Yeah. Ooh, with lots of juice on the under.
He had 5 potentials game 1, and then I can't see how many he had.
Yeah, they're not showing.
most recent game.
I'm looking over here too on this other thing. But yeah, I mean, 1 and 1. He did have 5 potentials though. That's a little scarier than I thought.
Yeah, I mentioned the Chris Paul thing earlier, but like it doesn't mean he still can't play make. But yeah, I mean,
Let's go,
Chris Paul
prop.
is gonna put him in an open spot. What?
Oh, he said, "Let's go, prop."
Let's do it. Bulls at Grizzlies. This
He's
game
trying
is
to wake you
interesting.
up, bro. He's trying to wake you up.
There's a lot of games, man.
He said, "Come on, man. We got to get excited. What you doing over there, man? Come on."
We got 15 minutes. Bulls at Grizzlies, 233 total. Grizzlies are playing a pretty diluted rotation. A lot of bodies, low minutes. Some of them were blowouts, so But yeah, it just seems like Taylor's content with playing these guys low minutes to start the season. Jaw's just trying to get his legs under him. I saw a thing like in the preseason, his last preseason game, he walked off the court saying he was tired. So he's not fully conditioned. So I project him still for low 28, 30 minutes today. It's a phenomenal spot for him. The Bulls are just getting torched.
We have two
Right,
votes here for
right.
Giddy. Speaking of the Bulls, we have Kevin says Giddy RA and Ren says Giddy. If you read out how he spelled it,
Okay.
he forgot the E, but I believe he means giddy, or he's just giddy. I don't know.
Let's first finish the
Sure.
Grizz. Jaw. It's a great spot for Jaw. So like the Bulls are. I looked at the data and like they're getting torched by drives to the basket and slashers. So like Jaw should absolutely feast here. But the problem is just the minutes. And can he get there? And he's just gonna have to go off every time he's out there. At 28 minutes, I've been projected for about 36 fantasy. But if you can get up to like 30 minutes, project him closer to 38 fantasy here. Yeah, the Bulls defense is so bad, and the Bulls are running the fastest pace, right? So they're a lot like the Wizards last year, fast pace, bad defense, which we love for overs and especially fantasy. Fantasy's pretty reasonable at 35. It's pretty spot on actually. I mean, so if he plays 28 minutes, yeah, I have him at 35.8. So if somehow we can just play a little bit more than 28. I feel better about that. But yeah, maybe the PA could work too. Just how bad overall the Bulls defense. I mean, he should have easy converted assists here. But Bane has been playmaking too, and Scottie Pippen Jr. when he's in. Marcus Smart is just a body out there. He doesn't do anything. Very low usage. And yeah, Bane, he's been definitely playmaking, getting it done, scoring as usual. He's still not playing big minutes either. But I expect his minutes to start to ramp back up. Triple J came back, but he's going to still be on a minutes limit.
Triple J was the other
23
question.
minutes.
Kevin said Triple J, PRA. And then I have some news for you as well. RJ Barrett will play. DeAndre Hunter is out.
Oh, Jalen Johnson time. All right. I like it, guys. Or Trey. I like it. Yeah, he's going to be on a minutes a little bit still, I read. And then the front court's a mess, right? Because Brandon Clark's phased out. Edie is not it. And actually the guy who they're liking more and more now is Jay Huff. So Jay Huff is earning his minutes. I think Jay Huff continues to play a bigger role on this offense, so on this team. So I wouldn't touch the front court. Too volatile, the minutes all over the place. But yeah, if you think Ja can be super productive in limited minutes, it's a great spot for him to do so. But you're playing with fire because the minutes are low. I don't expect them to go over, 31, 32 minutes here.
Okay, and with your transition to the Bulls, Ren says Giddey's rebounds, there's a reason why they're not on the board. And he averages an insane amount against the Grizzlies.
Has he played the Grizzlies? He didn't play them this year, right? But yeah.
Jonathan Isaac out, Josh Hart game time decision.
Yeah. Giddey, all right, so I read some reports. Giddey's minutes are not secure, so I'll be careful, man. Like, they've been yo-yoing him, and they're actually liking this other kid better. So just be careful with him, man. Yeah, I don't know. And Lonzo's still going to get his solid 15 minutes. You never know when that's going to ramp up. But, yeah, if you're feeling giddy, I would say that Memphis is actually – their defense has been pretty solid. Scottie Pippen Jr. has one of the highest. I looked into defensive ratings as a guard out of all the guards in the NBA right now. He's playing lights out defense. This Wells is playing good defense off the bench. Smart's gonna do his thing defensively. They actually have been really good on the perimeter and slowing down guards. So something to think about. Now, that won't stop Giddey from getting his rebounds if that's what you like, obviously. But I'm a little bit worried about Levine here. I'm a little bit worried. I think they'll put Scottie Pippen on him a lot. I think Vooch could do his thing still, for sure. But yeah, they slowed down Jalen Green. They slowed down. Marketing did his thing, but they slowed down Sexton and Keontae George. Yeah. Scottie Pippen, I like him. He's a dog, man. He's gonna be a good second unit piece for them going forward. Kind of like how Tyus Jones used to be. But yeah, they held Jalen Green to 22 points, man. I watched that game. They smothered him. So yes, Levine has been playing well, high usage. Maybe not the best matchup, but Giddey, I'm not gonna touch him, but I get it. Memphis is bottom 10 for rebounds for point guards so far this season.
Ren said he's playing that 6.5 on books, rebounds. Giddey, get it. That's what he said.
For what's the rationale? Just past history, but this is a new look Memphis team, though, right? I guess Memphis. I will say Memphis can't. They're rebounding pretty poor right now. They're bottom 2 rebounding, so just the straight up rebounds make sense. I wouldn't play anything else for Giddey.
He said, "Who else is rebounding other than Ball that wants to rebound?"
Just Vooch and Patrick Williams. That's it. It's just his minutes, man. They're not secure. They're trending down. We'll see. Anything else in the game, guys? Jaw, great spot, and then Bulls. I'm staying away, like I said. I think.
The bookies give up on Edie yet?
I think Vooch could get there.
It's
a pretty good matchup for him, but now with Triple J back and playing, even though he's playing limited minutes, it could make it a little bit more difficult on the perimeter shooting. So I'm fading the Bulls. I don't know. I didn't even look at his lines.
I'm looking at them right now. I didn't know if they had them or not, but there's nothing. They're probably so low. Can't even touch them. 13.5 PR, 20 fantasy.
He got his fantasy last game and he only scored he did nothing. I don't know, man. All he does is foul.
We don't have a foul.
So I can't wait for I can't wait for free throws because take it whatever center plays him. Jazz at Mavs, 12-point spread, 232 total. Jazz got blown out by the Warriors. 35, 36 points. They could very well get blown out here. And Dallas's defense looks legit again. Just like how they finished the season last year. Their interior, they're number 1 interior defense right now. Them and the Cavs. So Gafford and Lively holding it down. PJ sliding over helped defense too. Yeah, tough spot for Kessler. Definitely a tough spot for Hendricks, who already has low shot volume, but his lines are really low. I don't like anything Jazz, to be honest. In this game, potential blowout, game environment, and then Mavs defense, especially at home, being pretty solid. But one thing we always attack with the Jazz is from the perimeter and guards. They're still the worst against guards. So Luka, Clay, Kyrie, all three of them could have a game. But it's just a matter of, is it all of them? Is it one of them? And is it enough time on the court to get to their high lines? I loved Luka at 29.5 last night, but it bumped immediately. I'm sure it's at 30.5. It's back down to 29. The only thing is like the blowout, right? So that's my only concern. Or if like Clay or Kyrie catch fire and he just, the blowout, and he doesn't have enough time on the court. I mean, he should absolutely feast here. You want to consider first half. Maybe the PRA. It's normally 24.5, right? Sometimes it would get up to 26.5. But that was like, or 27.5 when Kyrie was out. Let's see how he did last year against a pretty similar Jazz squad. $25, $30, $27. Oh my gosh, this game, I remember 29 point. He had a triple double in the first half. You remember this game?
Big Luka?
Yeah, he had a triple double in the first half against the Jazz.
That's what Ren said. He might cook in the first half. He said it's low for him. Normally 25.5.
It is, but I think his minutes are a little bit different to start the season. No, he's playing the normal 18. That's good to see. Yeah. Maybe even the fantasy. I mean, the only thing you have to worry about is when he has turnovers, but he can get steals. But does assists add up? If he gets like 5 or 6 assists in the first half, that can really add up, help you get over the bump. Yeah, I'd say either one. I would never play Kyrie's first half. That's usually our go-to under. Although I wouldn't take the under today in this matchup. But yeah, and Clay should have an easy time scoring from the outside. But you just got to rely on him to stay hot and hit his threes. So I don't want to rely on that. I'd rather rely on Luka to do Luka things against one of the easiest matchups he'll have all year long against the Jazz. The Jazz give up the most catch and shoot threes right now this season. And yeah, they give up the most overall highest 3-point percentage. So if Luka's threes ball's falling, he should go off. What is his first quarter points or first quarter stats look like? I normally don't play Luka, but this would be the only time in this type of matchup. 7.5. Yep. I would say the PRA or points. Or I mean the PRA or the fantasy. Because I mean you see like last year he cleared all of them, right? Or both of them. He cleared the fantasy with ease in all the games. All 4 games. But I think Kyrie might have been out for some of those, but we'll just double check and then we'll go on to the last 2 games real quick. Nope. Looks like Kyrie was in all the games. All 4 of those games Kyrie played. So, but you have Clay now, so might change up a little bit from that stats we looked at from last year, but great matchup. And at home, you could have 6 plus assists in the first half easy. Lakers Suns, we just saw this matchup. So the big thing here is Beal's questionable. So we need that news because then we'll just if he's out again, he missed last game I think. If he's out again, it's gonna be that Dunn kid. So, but yeah, Devin Booker, his usage is down. The amount of times he's touching the ball is down. Just not involved early on in the season. It might be the Tyus Jones effect. They're just trying to all gel together now. Nurk got in foul trouble in that recent meeting this season. Played, 19 minutes? Or maybe even less, maybe 14. I got him projected for 24 if he doesn't get into foul trouble. And AD just keeps cooking, man. JJ Redick was not kidding when he said AD is going to be the focal point and they're going to run the offense through him. And he just keeps dropping 30-plus points, right? So he went off against the same matchup. But how long can he keep this up? And when do you get off of the train before it's too late? Because I'm just waiting to see that gif of burning money when it says Anthony Davis to the locker room. But it's early in the season, so
it's coming. It's coming soon.
Huh?
Yeah, it's coming soon. But you're right. It's the time to get him in if you want to, because he's going to run out of gas here soon.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like Hamzat kind of. Balls in the first round, but get him in the second, third round. That's when you can get him. Giannis will play. We pretty much knew that.
Yep. Yeah, I mean the points, man, or the PR. I mean, if you want to ride that train, does he keep dropping 30+?
Hey, OD's here. What's up? He said the mad scientist and the Undertaker. What's up, bro?
What up? His rebounds are down though. Right, so yeah, maybe just the points, which is kind of weird for AD. But if you like him, same matchup. I mean, he abused Nurk, and you know what's another thing that's crazy is he abused Sabonis, which he has traditionally struggled against in the regular season. He went off against him. He was even yelling at him. So he's a new AD in this new Redick unit and scheme. So
looks like you said though. We'll see how long it lasts.
We'll see, man. I hate jumping on props when it's like on a streak like this because you don't want to jump on the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
If you're late to the train.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a healthy 4-point spread, 228 total. It's in Phoenix. I mean, I'm curious to see if that spread changes if Beal's rolled out. If it goes down even more to like 2.5 or something. But yeah, because Beal's been important for them with how much D-Book's been taking a back seat. And KD has looked good early in the season as well. It's a good time to catch him while the old man's still fresh. But they're all high lines, man. And you're hoping for the same kind of game, close game. I mean, every time these teams play each other, KD and LeBron go at it. So, yep. And LeBron's coming off that massive triple-double game. Looked good. Prior to that, he was kind of taking a back seat. D'Lo's minutes are not safe. It seems like they're giving Dalton a little bit more run. So, I don't know. I would not take his overs or any of his props. Unders could be a little bit risky because if he just catches fire, but yeah, I don't know. He's not involved right now. We'll see. He can definitely pop off anytime though.
Quickly ruled out.
Okay, that was expected. Anything from this game? I mean, Reeves is playing solid minutes. Rui's playing crazy minutes for him. I mean, he's playing 36, 38 minutes a game. Just low usage. That's the only thing with him. So, yeah. Blazers at Kings, man.
Blazers!
Here we go. Blazers, bad defense. Bad. De'Aaron Fox should go off.
Franz Wagner available.
Okay, there you go. Fox should have a field day. I just don't know if I want to play his full game props because of the blowout. The Kings defense has not been good though. They've looked pretty bad actually. So yeah, Portland's allowing third most fantasy to point guards. A lot of threes and steals, which Fox is good at. Maybe let's see what the lines are. Whenever I play Fox, I think it's fantasy, and he's playmaking, right? So he had a 11 assist game, 41 fantasy. I mean, he should crush that if he plays. If we can get him to play 32 minutes in this matchup, or you can just play his PA. But let's look at his first half lines. This is Fox has traditionally murdered Blazers. Look at oops.
Poor Blazers.
It's just like, does he get enough minutes if you want the full game props? You know. He had 24 points in 26 minutes in a blowout, 41.9 fantasy in that 26 minutes, 59.6 fantasy last year, 43 points, 50 fantasy, 27 minutes, 20 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds. The year before that, yeah, I mean, he just crushes them. They played him twice last season, looks like. So 59, 41.9. Limited time. Yeah, see the steals. He just racks up the steals against these young, inexperienced guys. Let's look at the first half. How he did against them. Let's just see what his lines are. $30 fantasy in that game. Played 17 minutes, 25.8, 18 minutes. What do we got? Is it 20 and a half or is it 21 and a half? $20 and a half. Okay. Is he playing his normal minute first half rotation? I'd like to see him play more than 17 minutes. I think it's worth a shot, guys. I mean, you could take. He has been playmaking more, so. I mean, look at this. He has 4 and 6 assists in the first half, of both the games so far this season, and at least one stock. So, it seems like fantasy is the way to go. The scoring, the volume's just not there right now. Not to say it can't happen today, but yeah. Luka, Fox, phenomenal spots. Jalen, Trey, phenomenal spots. Luka and Fox's games, high chance of blowing out. But you never know. Some of these doubted teams can show up when you least expect it, right? So, Capella's first half fantasy is interesting. I'm going to look into that more. He could be going against a young Sar, a lot of minutes early on. Although Sar's a good shot blocker, I don't know. He doesn't have the body size to match up with him like that and experience. So, but yeah, guys, anything else?
I think we've gone over everything.
I mean, Aiden's been doing his thing. We've been taking his first half fantasy. He usually does well against the Kings. It's all the way down to 16. Okay, so it's been 17 and a half, and we've been taking it, and it's been going over. So I don't know. Why did it go down? That's weird. It's decent value. Let's just double check, and we'll call it a stream, and then we'll get on Discord. Ayton. I remember watching these games last year. He only played him once? I thought he played him twice. Okay. Well, oh, sorry. He had a strong second half of that game. I remember watching this game. I think it's second half fantasy. I mean, there's tons of stock upside against an active Sabonis here. I mean, if you think the game goes the distance, somewhat, can go into the fourth quarter, take his full game. He's playing exactly 31 minutes. But yeah, he's been getting it done in the first half so far. So 20 fantasy game 1 against the Warriors, 26 against the Pelicans, and then played the Pelicans again and got 18.4. And his lines have been 17 or 17 and a half in all 3 of these games. So not really sure why it went down to 16. Because he's playing about 17 minutes per half. And on the season, he's averaging 1.05 fantasy points per minute. So he plays 17 minutes. That puts him at over 17 fantasy, right? Puts him at 17.85 fantasy. So more than that, 16. I'll have to look into that more. I just was there news or maybe there's news or something on someone being in or out or someone. I don't see why they would move that down a full 1.5 if everything is the same roster wise.
Base the Wolf says he wants to work on some alt PRAs on Fliff. So come get in the Discord, bruh. We'll find some.
Oh yeah, we need to do that. Speaking of Discord, we should head over there. Yeah, I need to look into Ayton more. See why that went down. Something's weird about that, but I would say something Jalen or Trey here in this matchup. And they bumped Trey again. He was 28.5. Now he's 29.5 after that
Hunter news.
So but the PA is the same, right? Or was the PA 38.5?
Don't know. I'm passing.
High lines, but phenomenal spot. I would not be surprised if he drops 30 plus if his shots fall, if his 3 ball is falling. But if you want to save her out, Jalen Johnson or on looks like his PRA went up back up to 0.5. His points got bumped. Everything got bumped. It looks like except his fantasy stayed the same. So might be the route to go. Either his first half or full game. If you don't think it goes the distance, if the Hawks, I think the Hawks handle him. And then maybe Dyson Daniels, because I mean his minutes are gonna be super secure now with Hunter out. But again, his lines are high, man. For him, 30 fantasy is pretty high. I know he's been getting it done in the first 2 games this season. Not against the best defense, OKC, finished with 24. But against the Nets and Hornets, very similar defensive matchup against the Wizards. So can maybe intermix these two if you want. But yeah, Dyson, he does it all. He's going to rebound. He's going to play make. It's just his scoring is what's super inconsistent. So it's an easy matchup for both him and Jalen today. We'll have to get it done with the Kongu and DeAndre out. I would say one of those guys, intermix them. Great spot for them and a great spot for Luka and Fox as well. But yeah, we're going to find some more props as news drops and maybe, try to get a list going for in Discord. Sound good, guys? Anything else underrated? Any other questions? I can't see them.
I think we got through them all today. Actually, it was cool. We just kept up with everyone as we went and organized it, put it all together. We're all good.
Oh, money lines.
Money lines. He also said some alt PRAs.
I would alt someone on the Hawks for sure, whether it's Jalen, Dyson, or Trey.
It's a good idea.
I like that. In their matchup and given how thin they are.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Grizzlies to win for money lines outright. I'm gonna go back to the Nuggets. I don't see them going 0-3 here. The other ones are toss up, man. Like Magic, Pacers toss up, in my opinion. Cavs, Knicks toss up. Celtics should win at home, but like I said earlier in the season, I'm not gonna bet on anything Celtics related because you're betting on 3-point shooting. And yeah, I'm gonna stay away from that. Pistons at Heat. I mean, Heat should win, right? But Pistons can be feisty, man. And if Cade does this thing, I don't know. It's not a slam dunk in my opinion. And the Hawks, if they were full strength and not on a back-to-back, I'd back them here because they actually have looked pretty good this season. They were undefeated 2-0 going into that game last night against OKC. They actually kept the game close going into the fourth quarter, and then the OKC pulled away in the fourth quarter. So I don't think they're as bad as we thought they were going to be without DeJounte, but there's no Okongwu, which is huge. He's basically playing starter minutes, and there's no DeAndre Hunter, which is big because he's the offensive threat for him. No Bogdan. So I don't think the 7-point spread is that accurate because the Wizards, if Poole can catch fire and Kuzma can play a little bit better, they get more production from the front court. It could actually be a really close game, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Wizards win, actually. And then I hate betting on games that just on a back-to-back game like baseball where they just play each other. So I'll stay away from betting on the Rockets Spurs money line. And then Bulls, like I said, I like the Grizzlies here. Obviously the Mavericks. We need to find out about Bradley Beal's status for the Lakers Suns, and then the Kings. So yeah, I would say Kings, Mavs. You're paying on juice, but if you can parlay them, you can improve the odds. Memphis. I think that's all the ones I said, right? Those three.
11 games
There you go.
of nonstop NBA starts in 40 minutes.
And then please tell me tomorrow is more chill. 4?
I hope so. Yeah, just 4.
Oh my gosh. And then
And
every
Wednesday.
team plays on Wednesday?
Right back to it on Wednesday.
I hate this. I like when they do like the 7 to 8 game split up.
Mhm. That would be nice.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's try to cook something up. We'll try to use that free flex in the Discord. I'll hop on voice chat and I'll get you guys there. If you're not part of the Discord, you're new here, definitely join us in the link below. We do a live voice chat right before lock. People get different input, different perspective on plays, if they have any questions. And we also build like a final team card too, in addition to like personal cards people do. And then we, obviously going forward, as we get more data, try to provide like a top prop target list. The people can maybe take one or two plays from, or a few, however many you want, add them to your own parlays, but just key plays that we like. So we'll be back at it tomorrow, guys. 4 games. Should be a lot easier.
Yes, sir. Base the Wolf said he's taking the Cavs. They've been on a heater. AOD says we're all D-Gens united as one.
Yes,
And perfect ending. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
All
Later,
right.
dude. Thanks.